One day, authors Kurt Vonnegut and Joseph Heller were at a party given by a billionaire. And Vonnegut asked Heller, "How does it make you feel to know that our host made more money yesterday than your popular novel did in its entire history?" And to be clear, that novel is Catch-22. It's considered to be one of the most significant novels of the 20th century, and it sold millions of copies. And then Heller replied, "Well, I have something that our host doesn't. The knowledge that I have enough." And that got me thinking, how much do I need to feel content? How much is enough? Ads and social media impress this image on us that being successful means being rich beyond your wildest dreams, always looking picture perfect, living in a mansion, wearing designer clothes, and having an expensive car. But that is a never-ending pursuit. As long as you compare yourself to others, you will never be happy, and the things you own can start to own you. Minimalism has shaped my thinking when it comes to how much I need. There's a difference between what I want and what I need, and I don't need much to be happy. A few years ago, I had a blue Porsche Taycan on my vision board. I would sit down, close my eyes, and visualize driving it. I could feel the comfort of the seat, smell the leather, the feel of the steering wheel, and hear the engine like vroom, vroom, and I'd be driving around. But eventually, I had to park it somewhere. And then I started to get stressed out. I was like, oh, this is such a fancy car. I don't want it to get stolen. So now I started thinking about maybe owning my own garage or find a paid parking spot with a guard. And I didn't even have that car yet. It was just in my mind and already it was stressing me out. So clearly this was an example of something I wanted but didn't really need. And it wasn't even something I really wanted when I gave it some more thought. It was really something, in hindsight, I think that society impressed on me that I should want. It's this thing to aspire to. It's the car that successful people drive. But I don't really care that much about cars. Like, I actually haven't owned a car in a decade. And if I would get a car, any regular car would probably do. And if I do want to drive a Porsche, I could just rent one for a day and return it and not have to worry about it. So how much is enough for you? A parent of young children has different needs than a 20-something student. But whatever your situation, it's helpful to reflect on what you need versus what you want or think you want. And the reason why this is important is that happiness becomes more attainable when you need less. Especially when you realize that things don't make you happy. Sure, there may be this short-lived feeling of elation when you buy something new, but eventually it always wears off. So here are a few questions you can ask yourself. What do you need to feel fulfilled? An exercise I often do is imagining myself in old age, reflecting on my life. What are the things I did that I'm proud of, things that I'm glad I experienced? And what are the things I maybe spent a lot of time on, even though I didn't have to, that didn't contribute much to being fulfilled? I value personal growth. I love learning new things, thinking about what makes a good life. I just read After by Bruce Grayson, which is a book about near-death experiences. It's fascinating, and one of the things I took away from that book is that life is about personal growth more so than anything else. I also value my time. Time is our most valuable, non-replenishable resource. And if I'm going to trade my time for money, I ideally want to spend it on something that I care about, that I value. Something that allows me to express myself, be creative, learn new things, that's enjoyable, and also allows me to help others. Now, I know bills need to be paid. So sometimes that means working a job that you don't always enjoy, but it's good to have a North Star, something to aspire to. And that's where the question of how much is enough comes into play. The less you need, the more attainable your dream life will be. I like to live comfortably, but I don't need much. I'm okay with living a relatively simple life where I have enough. If that means that I can read more books, make more of these videos, and spend more quality time with my loved ones, and if that means not owning a Porsche or living in a mansion, it's perfectly fine with me. What steps are you taking or could you be taking right now to make your dream a reality? When you know what you truly want in life, how can you make that happen? And is your spending aligned with that vision? For me, this YouTube channel ticks all the boxes. I love learning and reflecting on how to live with more intention, how to grow as a person, and sharing that with you. And I would love to be able to do this full time. So the steps I'm taking right now is I am improving my video editing skills, my recording skills. I have a clip-on mic now, and I started with just my phone mic, which obviously the audio wasn't very good. I work on my storytelling skills, and I just make one video after another. And with each video, it's 1% better. So these are the incremental steps that I take to get to the point where I want to be. And I also keep my expenses low to increase the chances of getting there. So what actions can you take to get one step closer to your dream life, where you're content with how much you have because you have everything you need? You have enough. Minimalism can be a helpful tool. By decluttering your life, you create space for what matters most. And the less you need, the more freedom you will have. Knowing that I don't need material wealth to feel fulfilled is one reason why I quit my job as a lawyer. I did a separate video on that, which you can watch right here. I realized that I didn't want to spend the rest of my life doing something that I thought was frankly quite boring and also often revolved around conflict. So you may be interested in checking that one out. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video and take care. Bye.